The oil and gas sector remains critical to Nigeria's economy and national development, making accurate and responsible reportage imperative. It was against this backdrop that the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ Delta State Council, partnered Chevron Nigeria Limited to organize a one-day workshop to enhance the professional skills and ethical standards of journalists in oil and gas reporting with the theme Enhancing Professional Skills and Ethical Standards in Oil and Gas Journalism. Declaring the workshop open, the General Manager, Corporate Affairs, Chevron Nigeria Limited, Mr. Olusoga Oduselu, represented by Dr. Victor Anyegbudike, said Chevron had remained committed to building the capacity of journalists in oil and gas reporting for the past 12 years. He described the industry as sensitive and technically complex, noting that journalists covering the sector must possess the capacity to properly analyze developments and provide accurate, balanced, and transparent reports. Dr. Anyegbudike, who commended journalists for their role as agenda setters and models of public opinion, disclosed that Chevron Nigeria Limited had trained over 450 journalists in specialized oil and gas reporting.
One of the things we like doing is that we want to appreciate those who tell the stories, very wonderful stories. Tell people what to think about. You mold the opinion of the people. You are the one who will tell people that this morning, this is what is happening in the oil and gas industry. And they will believe you because they were not there. So your role is very important to us. What you say can make or mar the industry. What you say in Nigeria can affect the stock market in New York. That's how it works. So the energy industry is not just for Nigeria, it's a global market.
In his welcome address, the chairman of the NUJ Delta State Council, Comrade Chochi Oyowe, described the workshop as timely and significant. He said the central role of the oil and gas industry in Nigeria's economy, energy, security, and national development made it necessary for journalists covering the sector to acquire specialized knowledge. Comrade Oyowe stressed that the responsibility of journalists went beyond reporting events, urging media practitioners to ensure accuracy, balance, credibility, and proper context in their reports. He also called on journalists to remain committed to professional ethics, fairness, and responsible journalism.
As journalists, our responsibility goes beyond reporting events. We are expected to provide the public with accurate, balanced, credible, and well-contextualized information. This responsibility becomes even more critical when reporting an industry as technical, sensitive, and economically significant as oil and gas.
The workshop, moderated by a former Assistant General Manager of Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, Comrade Edward Akpati Ogude, featured lectures by experienced media practitioners and resource persons.
That sector is very volatile, very sensitive, and whatever is coming out from that sector is not something that you take for granted. So you must do due diligence to ensure that all stakeholders, including the communities, those who have shares, of course the regulators and other people who are concerned, their interests are also protected.
A knowledgeable and responsible journalist contributes to public awareness, accountability, and responsible governance while avoiding sensationalism or misleading reporting. The environment ensures sustainable oil and gas operations, comply with national and international regulations at all times. For journalists, operationalizing HSE means understanding how these standards work in practice and reporting industry activities based on evidence rather than speculation.
We all do know that the issue of oil exploration, the issues of environmental degradation when there is pollution, all those, yes, they have both local implication, national implication, and of course international implication. What happens in an oil producing community somewhere in Delta is enough to trigger oil price across the world.
There are responsibilities that both parties, that the journalists covering the oil sector and even the companies, but you have is a harmonious relationship. It's people to give out information, and the journalists, when you are in that, try as much as possible to verify your story, because the oil sector is very volatile. A mistake will make here and affect the sector.
Participants also took part in interactive sections, which provided opportunities to discuss key issues and challenges associated with oil and gas reporting.
Now, as a journalist who is covering such scenario, how best can you report, knowing fully well that the place has been cordoned off? You don't even have access to the spill that has gone into the forest. I have one-on-one altercation with the CNO of the company who vehemently resisted me, and he attempted to fight me. That any attempt for me to go inside the bush to ascertain the level of devastation caused by this village, that he will hold me so responsible. I want the community people not to take me to that place. As a young journalist, for myself, what advice would you give to me to go about it? I will have an accurate report that will report accurately to my listeners and my viewers.
Highlights of the workshop were the presentation of an award of sponsorship to Chevron Nigeria Limited and the presentation of certificates to facilitators and participants. The workshop ended with a renewed call for journalists to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and ethics in reporting developments in Nigeria oil and gas industry.